Hey everyone, welcome to this explainer. Today, we're diving into some absolutely wild reverse-engineered data. We're looking at exactly how the author managed to skyrocket from 500 to 50,000 followers on X in just 8 months. And get this, they didn't spend a single dime on ads. So, if you've been putting in the hours, grinding away, but your metrics are just flatlining, well, you are exactly where you need to be. We're going to break down the exact mathematical framework behind this massive organic growth.
First off, take a look at the stark contrast between these two mindsets. Honestly, most people are doing the exact opposite of what actually works. They operate like the broadcaster over there on the left. You know the type, spending 90% of their time carefully crafting the perfect post that, let's be real, practically no one sees. They end up netting, 47 views and maybe 3 pity likes? Ouch. But today, we're shifting you over to the right side. We're talking about becoming the conversation starter. It's a mindset shift that mathematically guarantees growth by actively leveraging what we call the 70-30 rule.
So, here's the game plan. 1. The X algorithm explained. 2. Optimizing your profile foundation. 3. Choosing a high-growth niche. 4. The strategic reply strategy. And 5. Nailing your winning content mix. Let's get right into it.
Part 1, the X algorithm explained. We're reverse engineering the 2026 platform mechanics.
Now, the author actually spent 6 solid months reverse engineering this platform, and the data is super revealing. First up, you can forget about vanity metrics. The algorithm completely ignores your total follower count. Instead, it craves conversation quality. It actively prioritizes what we call engagement velocity. Basically, that first 30 to 60-minute window after you hit post, that is absolutely crucial. If you get strong early engagement, boom, the algorithm triggers broader distribution. Second, there's sentiment analysis. The system heavily boosts constructive, positive content while actively throttling anything negative or combative. And finally, if you want a massive boost, native video gets roughly 10 times more engagement than just a standard text post.
But here is the absolute game changer, the biggest secret of all. The algorithm gives replies roughly 15 times more weight than standard passive likes. 15 times! Think about that. An account with 500 followers that gets 50 replies on a post will absolutely crush an account with 10,000 followers that just gets 20 likes. It's not even a contest.
Which leads us to this brilliant, totally spot-on conclusion. X rewards conversation starters, not broadcasters. It's that simple. Posts structured to invite a real response, they get exponentially more reach than posts that just sit there collecting passive likes. You literally have to invite the community to speak up.
Okay, moving on to Section 2, optimizing your profile foundation. This is all about converting that algorithmic visibility into loyal followers.
Because here's the thing, you can have the most engaging replies in the entire world, but if your profile isn't optimized, you're going to lose the follow. You're basically doing all that hard work for nothing. Your bio is prime real estate. It needs to instantly convey your value using this exact formula: who you help, what you help them achieve, and your proof. Look at this example. I help bootstrap founders grow revenue. Built a $2 million ARR SaaS. Sharing lessons. Boom! It's incredibly clear, right? Anyone visiting instantly understands the exact value they get by hitting that follow button.
And beyond the bio, if you want to literally double your follow rate from the exact same amount of traffic, you've got to hit these 4 checkboxes. First, ditch the avatar. Seriously, use a real face with a neutral background because avatars absolutely kill follow rates. Second, pin your absolute strongest threat or value statement and make sure it has a crystal clear call to action. Third, your header image shouldn't just be some random landscape. Use it to display visual proof, credentials, or something that visually reinforces your niche. And finally, your link. Drive that traffic directly to your most important off-platform asset, like a newsletter.
Section 3, choosing a high-growth niche. Let's talk about defining your specific target audience.
You have to get specific. Broad, generic labels like tech or productivity just don't cut it anymore. You need to focus deeply on specific groups like, say, B2B marketers on LinkedIn and X, because the truth is, not all topics grow equally. As you'll see, the fastest-growing accounts combine high-engagement topics with audiences that are super active on the platform. AI and machine learning, they are at the very top, capable of generating 5,000 to 15,000 followers a month purely because of that massive viral potential right now. SaaS founders can pull 3,000 to 8,000 a month just by building in public. Strategic replies convert so fast in these specific niches because these audiences actively value thought leadership. And crucially, down the road, they are the ones who actually spend money on tools and services.
All right, section 4, the strategic reply strategy. This right here is the single most effective tactic for small accounts. This is affectionately known as the reply guy strategy, and it reliably generates 500 to 1,000 plus new followers every single month. Instead of endlessly shouting into the void with your own original posts, you need to dedicate 70 to 80% of your time to injecting yourself into the active threads of larger accounts. Specifically, you want accounts that have 2 to 10 times your current follower count. So only 20 to 30% of your time actually goes to creating your own original content. So how exactly do you execute this 70% chunk of your time? You follow these exact steps. First, you've got to be quick, reply within 15 minutes of an account's post going live so you can get right up near the top of the thread. Second, consistently target a curated list of 10 to 15 specific accounts. Third, add genuine value. Share some data, tell a quick story. Please don't just say, "Great post." Fourth, keep it incredibly concise, 2 to 3 sentences max. And fifth, start with an attention-grabbing hook, something like, "I tried this and failed spectacularly." If you execute these steps just 15 times a day, your reply on a 50,000 follower account gets seen by thousands of people. A chunk of them will check out your perfectly optimized profile, a bunch of them will follow you, and that growth just compounds massively. Which brings us to section 5, your winning content mix. Let's cover what to post and when to post it. Now for that remaining 30% of your time, if you're under 1,000 followers, you should be posting original content 3 to 5 times daily, eventually scaling up to 10 to 15 times as you grow. But listen, quality always beats quantity. One phenomenal post is going to dramatically outperform 5 mediocre ones. Your overarching philosophy for original content has to be the 80-20 rule. That means 80% of what you put out must be pure value, sharing real, specific experiences and concrete steps, not just abstract fluff. Only 20% of your content should ever be promotional.
To ensure you never run out of ideas, break down your original posts using this precise mix. Give the heaviest weight, 40%, to pure value tweets, so your actionable tips and how-tos. Then, dedicate 25% to opinion tweets, where you share contrarian views backed by your own data. Dedicate another 25% to story tweets, really leaning into personal lessons like, "I spent 50K before learning this." And finally, cap it off with 10% engagement tweets. Think community polls, things that feed the algorithm's absolute craving for conversation.
So, we've walked through the hidden math of the algorithm, the absolute necessity of profile optimization, the power of zeroing in on a specific niche, and the relentless consistency of the 70-30 reply strategy. Thinking about your own daily habits on the platform, I have to leave you with this question. Are you still wasting your time broadcasting to an empty room? Or are you ready to finally start the conversations that guarantee massive growth?